is a little teeny tiny mock, and at the bottom it'll be a cuff at the bottom of our leggings here. So you fold it back. This is a nice set of leggings. You fold it back about 1.25 inches. And then what I'm going to do, I folded it back all the way on both sides. And so I'm going to fold it back down about 1 inch all the way around. So I'll have a little bit of my seam allowance, my 1/4 inch seam allowance sticking out on both sides. And I'm going to come over here, I'm going to grab one of these wonderful little clips. My wonderful handy dandy assistant is going to clip it on this side. At least 2, maybe one right next to my fingers would be good on each side.
Beverly, can I have the clips?
I was moving tables and you get them plugged in.
Right over
So
here.
you're doing
This
the
is
first time 1 inch?
the first time is about 1.25 inches, and I will come over. The first time you're doing this, it's good to have a helper.
Okay.
And so what I'm going to do on the back side is I'm just going to, it's a little bit wonky over here, so I'm going to make sure it's just kind of rolled out and it lays nice and flat. So, and then you can just pin that right about where my ring finger is. And we'll come over here and make sure that that other side is good. The key is you want to have a 1/4 inch all the way around here at the edge. Yep. And we're going to clip it here, but once we put it underneath the serger, it'll lay flat and it'll be easy to cut off. Okay. Okay, so that we've got it all pinned. I've found with the serger machine, sometimes they have it where you can take this out and it's a sleeve, so you can do armholes and sleeves and such. But I found out it's easier to take things up high and run it just above the serger machine. So what we're going to do is, at this point, you can go ahead and use the finger on your blind hem foot, on the blind stitch foot. What I like to do, we can start it, so that way I'm just going to take a notch in. Apparently, these are dull. So what I'm doing is, you know how we've got that cutting blade that's always running, and this puts it right where it needs to be. So when we come all the way around, when we come all the way back to the end, we know where we started from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push up here, and we're going to slide it right underneath. So this little flap should be here in front of the knife. And so I'm going to slide the other part back to where... Is that it? Okay. So where we put the notch in, that's where I want my needle to go right down. And then it is, yours are in a different spot, but you're okay. So we've got cut it out up to the point where our little knife is going to start coming in.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this left needle comes in and takes a little teeny tiny bite right on the edge here. Our right needle stays over here in the seam allowance, because we want this blade to come down and cut it right here at the edge. So we go slow, steady. Knits love slow. I know you can do fast with the serger, so easy, but as best as you can, just try and go slow, so that way you don't have like a really thin spot. You don't want wavy seams. But Leah has done a great job, so she's got some great tension here already. So all of her seams lay flat. Decide which way you want your seams to go. And I'm just going to use the hand control to just get started and make sure everything, and I'm going to make sure that all this little end over here, all of our great little threads are going to hang off, and they will get cut off in the process. And I'm going to slide this right over here. Okay. So can everybody see that so far? All right. And then I'm going to find the foot control, and with this process, I definitely like to make sure that I can help guide it through the back side. So I'm going to make sure that my left hand's back here. You can grab the chain to get it started, but there's enough fabric back here that I can get a hold of. And so we're just going to go slow. And as the best I can, I'm trying to make sure that the left needle's in and the right needle is not. But the cool thing with the blind stitch foot is that it just has that little bit of thumb, and it holds that fold back, so it's easier to just run faster.
So that right needle is not on the material.
It's in that single layer of your seam allowance. but the left needle is going through your fold and your seam allowance.
Gotcha.
So we're going to clip this. I'm going to make sure that that seam allowance lays flat, and it's like right over here at the edge. Sometimes there's these little teeth marks. This is your left needle. This is your right needle over here. So my hand's back here. And so you can kind of see, if I want to run this kind of between these two little teeth marks. And you just go slow.
And that's with the 4 thread.
It's with the 4 threads. It's easier if you have the 3 threads, but this is a quick set of leggings, and we just want to get it done so we can and go on and have lounge pants so we can start lounging.
And we just, then the left needle is not, the right needle is not hitting nothing but nothing.
Nope, it should be there to just hold the upper and the lower looper threads together. It just helps everything stay really happy.
So is the thread in the right needle or no?
The thread is in the right needle.
Yeah, it's in the right.
So we're coming around to the beginning, and so we'll just stitch right over this. Okay, and so we finished this. Here, Beverly, we've changed the foot out on yours. Have you changed the foot out again on yours? Okay.
No, you just tuck it off, you stick it in the
Okay.
back. And
This is the same concept.
I think it's the same.
So
really.
you lift up the presser foot. Ours is on the other side. It's that big white paddle. And then you hit this little button on the back. Ours is black on the Brother, but it's white here on the Janome. And I like to slide it out to the side. Okay, so then we want to match up this blind stitch foot. There's a little bar here that we're just going to line down. Notice on some machines, on the Janome, it comes straight down when you lower the presser foot. But over here on the Janome, it comes down at an angle. So you can line it up here. And keep in mind, you've got your presser foot lever. You can push it up to overextend it up to slide stuff in and out. So if I put it here, it's not going to quite come down and get it. But we're going to move it forward just a smidge. And when we lower it down, if I have good eye-hand coordination, it should come down here and snap in. Ta-da! And if it doesn't snap in, sometimes it just sits on top, then hit the little tab on the back and it'll just fall into place. So you can double check that you've got it, lift it back up, and make sure the presser foot gets pegged. So it's probably beneficial from this side, Marilyn, to come in. You got to get it under this little spring arm. That's usually not a problem. Make your threads, sure your threads go to the back.
Okay.
And this, I do lift it up just a little bit so it stays in place. Or so it's easier to slide it. It gives you more space to work. And then just lower it down. And so, see, it's just sitting on the pin that's there. But if I hit this little button on the back, it's going to pop right down into place. And you can verify that it's stuck.
It's almost like a little magnet.
Because that's what this finished seam is going to be. It'll be just a little bit, and then it'll lay flat. So this little notch here is where the needle is. You can see the fabric curving up back here. And so we're just going to slide it back that way. And then this will hold it in place. And we're going to lower this down. Ta-da!
Oh, I see.
Okay, so this little finger down here, or thumb, holds the fold back. And so I can make sure that my seam allowance is in place. I can pull out this extra little thread. And since it's kind of a silky knit and it slides around, I'm going to leave this clip in until I absolutely have to take it out. So I absolutely have to take it out now. So I'll put it back over there in my clippy pile. Those are awesome clips. Great for kids, great for adults. I think it makes actually sewing a whole lot easier. But I love it with the serger because they get pushed out of the way. It does. But that's not to say that you couldn't do it on the other one. It just holds it in place. This is great for doing cording where you want to add a cord but add it back. It just helps keep things straighter.
I love it.
It is. I really love this foot. If it hadn't come with the Brother 1034, I would have bought it. So yes, this was one of my top 3 feet. Actually, that was my first foot that I recommended to Leah. So here we're coming back to the beginning. We just keep going, and the best way to take your thread out is where you lift up the presser foot. You want to take 2 more stitches, and then you should be able to get your fabric straight out, released from the machine. There's still some thread on the stitch finger back there, but go ahead and run the machine so you get your thread tail and then clip it, and then you'll be good. And then we'll stay on, and then there's the ta-da, ta-da!
Turn it down. Got it?
And I'm matching it up at this point here.
So there. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And that's it, yeah.
Is that it? The same length.
Yeah, the inch
Roughly,
apart.
yes. And so we're just going to stitch straight down. I love your machine, Leah. It is. You need to be doing this instead of the recording. All right, I'm going to take the Wonderful Wonder clips out. And then just keep on going. And so I'm guiding it right here at the edge of the metal foot. And then you can see where the needle is. The stitch is pulling it in. A little bit less than 1/4 of an inch. And we just go all the way down, straight side. Straight, all the way through. And then when you have it there and you fold it back, ta-da! That's it. So it's the rolled edge.
Okay.
Or you can fold it the other way, and it has a slightly different look.
Okay.
Okay, just a couple of drops.
There's no one to go.
This is like a whole lifetime supply of oil.
Here's it right there.
Okay, and then use your hand control to move it a couple of times, and it'll help.
No, I just saw it, and it's pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty to me.
Oh, yeah, that's, I was using it because the lady came in and needed some help trying to get her machine adjusted. That's why it sold out so fast.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And just got it in there, but now I can't get it back. Oh, there it is.
Okay, we're making like a spaghetti strap. We're putting it in the middle. We got a long tail. We're folding it over and keeping the little tail all in the middle, right here along the soft edge, the soft fold. And we're just going to put it under and go. And I'm slowly pulling this out just a little bit. We're almost there. Okay. All right, so we'll trim this one. And then nudge it. Pull it.
Where's my $2?
Your $2.
Oh, wait, this is my $2 list.
No, I've got another idea for that. And ta-da. 2 ends. Twist it around twice, and then come back. Twist around once, twice, and then make a knot. And it's okay if you've got legs or tails left, and then it should go straight through.
Yeah, just leave it. So just try to leave it for 24 hours.
See how that works? And then it hooks on, and then see you just, I usually do it on both sides like this. See, like this right here. Press straight down. See, if I was going to make a buttonhole,
Yeah.
what you do is you take your button and stick in here, see. Open that up, put your button in there like my thumb is a, see, if I open that up, it'll make a buttonhole to whatever the size I set this.
Okay.
See, that just hooks on like that. And then you pull this lever down right here. You want to pull that down right behind, just right there. See how you do that? And you're going to turn that over to your buttonhole, set my stitches short. That'll put my width on, see, to do that buttonhole. I'm going to put that thread underneath the bottom of that foot. And see, we got that set on a buttonhole. See how it does that? Now if I wanted to make another buttonhole, then I just press that. That resets it. See how it does. And to make another one, see I'd press that. If I wanted to go over that again, I can just press that and it'll go right over the same thing again. See how it makes that buttonhole right here on this side? And see that needle's coming down on this side right here. Now if I wanted to sew in on the other side of the zipper, I'd snap it in on this side right here, see? And then that way it'll come down over here on this side. Left side and the right side.
Okay.
And you want it on straight stitch when you're doing it. See, if you had that width on, you want to make sure that you're setting on the straight stitch. See, now I'm sewing in on this side right here. I'm going to make those stitches a little longer. See how it's sewing on that side? But now if I snapped it in on the other side, then I'd be sewing on the right side. See, I'll press down. Then I'll snap this on right here on this side.
2074. What's your last name?
There we go. And then now I'd be sewing in on the right side, see? See, that sews over on the right side of that foot. See how it sews on that side?
2074, man.
And then always turn that hand wheel so this is at the high position. And that way when you take out your threads, it releases those threads.
I think that
See?
gal's the 2.
And that's going to let me have that free motion position.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see if I've got one that won't let it come down quite so much. Let me check
This thing
it
that slides down when it hung, and I don't know if that's what the problem was. I get this point. So I've got all sizes.
Yep, and then, yep, that'd be good. See, then I just sort of
Okay, well, I don't even
snug it up with my
have one in there.
screwdriver right here just to make sure that I got it sort of tight, which I do.
Okay.
And also now right back here
I did not know before.
is a feed dog drop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drop those feed dogs down. See, because I'm going to be moving this myself. I can still move it with the feed dogs up, but they tell you to drop them down. Put my foot underneath there, see?
You want me to move mine over there?
Yeah, it would.
Okay, I get it.
And see, like if I was doing some free motion quilting or something like that, then this lets me move that around. See how you can move that? See how that works? And I'm gonna show you like also there's another thing I can do with that foot. See, like if I wanted to do a little monogram or something like that. But see, that lets that move that around, see, like that. But now that's called and then I'd raise my presser foot and see that lets me take that out. But let me show you like on, put it back on the straight. You get it right here. I'm gonna drop my foot down, see. see how that lets me move that around to where that I want it to go?
Yeah.
But see, that lets me do, then I'm gonna bring it back up here and raise my presser foot, and that'll let me take that out, see?
Yeah.
But see how it does that? Like on a, sort of a free motion type. Now, to lower the feed dogs, flip that button that
It's
direction.
for free motion.
Yeah, free motion, then the
Okay.
foot drops down, see? Now to raise those presser feet back up, when you get ready to sew, flip it over this direction,
Oh, okay.
and now the feet will come up. See, they're still down,
Yeah.
but as soon as I turn that hand wheel or
Yeah.
press on that foot paddle, see, they come back up, see?
Oh, okay.
You have to have one revolution of the hand wheel, and then they'll come back up. But, and then this, of course, just slides back on here if you're not wanting to do the free arm work, see? And then
Okay.
that's back on there like that. Now you can sew again, see? See, now I'm back to sewing, regular sewing.
So is that the original foot there?
Uh-huh, it
Yes.
is.
Okay, that's the thing we pop on and off.